welcome back to the channel. We're in a very special place in this episode. We are at Klaus Brewing, and I have Thomas here, head brewmaster for Klaus, that's going to tell us a little bit about what Klaus is, and also we're going to be trying out, he's brave enough to put his beer against some traditional old German style beers, and we're going to see if they're actually better. We had this episode last time. If you click on that link right there, you're going to be able to see where we put a lot of these Oktoberfest type beers against the German styles. And the Dirndl dropper, right? Dirndl dropper, yeah, was one of the favorites in that episode. So take a look at that one. But Thomas, tell me a little bit about Klaus.
Well, Klaus Brewing, what we strive for is to be a traditional style brewery with making traditional style German beers as close as we can to historical recipes. We do get innovative in some products and try to put those out as rotational, seasonal things, but our focus is traditional style beers from around Germany, mostly Bavaria, but also northern German style and northeastern, northwestern German style beers as well.
So a successful tasting, it's going to be, if you can't even tell which one's your beer, right?
I hope I can tell which one's my beer.
All right, so let's get to it. Flyte me, bro. All right, we've got our flights, our first round of flights. We're going to be testing two different types, the Dunkel, German style versus the Klaus style, and then the lager, which is the German style versus the Klaus style. So we don't know which one's which. And to be quite honest, the colors are very, very similar.
Very similar.
Yeah, so let's start with that first one here.
Okay, let's see. So we'll do the Dunkel.
We'll do the Dunkel here. It's got a really nice aroma and that burnt flavor right off the bat.
It's got a good turn. Seems fairly light, pretty crushable, I guess.
It is very light.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's try number two. Oh, it's a little sweeter.
It's a little sweeter, a little rounder. Yeah.
Yeah. Because you can still get that malt flavor, but the sweetness, it balances really well.
I believe that's ours.
You think this one's yours?
Yeah.
Well, I like it better, so I'm going to go with this one here. Moving on to the lagers.
Yeah, so this is we do a Helles, which is a Munich style lager, Southern German style lager.
Oh, okay.
Which will typically be a little bit maltier, maybe slightly sweet, versus a North German style lager or a Pils, which will typically be drier and hoppier.
Okay.
So
the hoppiness shouldn't be as high.
Shouldn't be as pronounced as a Northern German style or a Czech style.
Okay. Let's try this one out.
Yeah, definitely softer.
Good.
Definitely a softer.
It is a little sweeter, and I'm guessing that this is probably yours.
Yeah, so this has got more body to it than, say, a North German style Pils.
But it's very drinkable. Like if you go out, mow the yard, you could definitely have these and not get tired of it. It doesn't have that overpowering sweetness. Like this one is a little bit sweeter, and this one was just so refreshing. I really enjoy this one here.
Yeah, that's our most popular one. Yeah.
All right, what's this one here? It is a little lighter bodied.
A little bit lighter bodied, a little bit crisper. More than likely, it's slightly drier. It's good to get balance to it. It's definitely filtered.
Yeah.
So that's probably lends to a little bit lighter mouthfeel as well.
And I don't get too much of the hops, which is,
No, you're not going to get a lot of hop bite. You're really what they go for in German styles, but in Bavarian and Southern German styles in particular is balance. So they want to try to balance that malty, sweet, and hop without one overpowering the other.
Okay.
And so it's always a challenge. Yeah,
it is
to get that balance right. So,
oh man, this one's tough because I really enjoy the sweetness of this, and it's not overpowering. So I want to go with this one here. I don't know which one. Which one do you like most?
Out of the lighter ones,
Yeah.
I probably prefer this one, which I know is ours.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna
I can
go.
tell right away.
These two move on, and can we get a confirmation? So which one was number one?
So number one was the Dunkel Warsteiner.
Warsteiner. Yeah.
Warsteiner?
Yeah. Okay. So this would be the Klaus.
Yes.
Good job. You guys did great.
Thanks.
And then this one.
That one's also the Klaus.
This is the Klaus. Yeah, man, you guys do pretty good. But it's so similar. Like flavors are very, very similar.
Very similar. And I think these would be actually a lot more similar if we did filter it like that. So you would get a little bit of that body would go away and we get a little bit crisper.
All right, let's move on to the next style, which is Oktoberfest and the Hefeweizen, right?
Yeah.
All right. Welcome back. We've got our second flight here. We've got our Oktoberfest style beers versus and our Hefeweizen. So we're going to try to figure out which ones are which and which one's better. This one's going to be pretty obvious here, right? Because
there's definitely an obvious color and clarity difference. For full disclosure, this is a little bit younger than it should be because it's cloudy, so it's not quite as clear as this one.
And Hofbrau, and this is I'm guessing the Hofbrau Oktoberfest, they do something pretty interesting that they come out like it's very, very clear.
It's
Oktoberfest
almost
beer.
like a Helles,
Yeah.
you know, or slightly darker, maybe between a Helles and a Vienna Lager on the Vienna malt color scale, which is very interesting. It's not totally out of the realm of the color range for the style profile, but it's very unusual because more people go for more of an amber, maltier, toastier type.
Yeah.
Type
Something
profile.
like a Paulaner Oktoberfest would be more
Right.
Marsanne.
So I'm very interested in tasting this. So
Sweet. All right, let's start with number one here, which is the Klaus. It's got a good malt profile though. Like it's got a little bit of sweetness, but not too much. It's got a slight hoppiness that it's kind of in the back of the palate.
right.
I really enjoyed this one.
Yeah, this is one of our very popular beers. We actually make it year round, so not just for Oktoberfest.
Oh.
So it's available year round in the tap room because it is very popular.
Yeah,
So,
I always go in like a February, and I'm like, man, I should have saved some Oktoberfest beer.
Yeah.
But now I know I'm going to come to Klaus every time I have.
we have it year round, so so it's good to go. All right, let's try this one
here.
Very interesting. That's very unusual. That is very light.
Yeah, but the malt still comes out like
The malt comes out, but there's no toasty flavor to it.
yeah.
It's very light, almost just like a standard lager.
Yeah.
Um,
It has a little bit of sweetness
yeah,
compared to a lager, normal lager. It reminds me a little bit of your Helles lager.
yeah, it's kind of unusual for what most people deem an Oktoberfest style.
Yeah.
So
I guess which
it's
one?
almost like you can't compare the two because
they're very, very different. I guess if you had to go with one, which one would you go with?
probably ours.
Okay. Number one moves forward here.
This is going to be tough because these are virtually identical, almost in the color profile,
Honestly, I don't know which one's which.
and I have an idea, but I'm going to taste it, and I'm very interested because I haven't had the German version of what
Which
you
is
brought,
the Hocker.
the Hocker sort.
Yeah.
So I hope I don't embarrass myself here by not being able to pick which is ours.
Well, you've already got like 3 out of the 4, so
Yeah.
I think we're good if you miss this one. You get pass anyways. Oh,
That one definitely has a nice soft aroma. You can
yeah.
you can smell the banana and
wheat.
clove
Yeah.
and the softness of wheat style.
Yeah.
It's actually quite good.
I really, really enjoy it. It's got that wheat flavor, but it's not overpowering. You still get a little bit of the slight of the hops, like right at the back of the palate. It's really, really good, enjoyable.
Yeah, there's a nice balance to that. It's slightly dry.
Yeah.
it's got a balanced flavor, which is key, because a lot of times you'll see producers, not in Germany per se, but in the U.S., sometimes you almost get a bubblegum flavor, like really heavy clove or bubblegum.
Yeah.
And
actually, in like the previous episode, my colleague that was in the episode, he referenced that bubblegum flavor for this particular like style of beer, which is it's very
so if you've got a real heavy bubblegum flavor, that's probably a little bit out of balance. So you want definitely a nice balance between the clove and the banana to try to get there. But some of them, and that's a process thing. I could go into very technical stuff with why you get a heavier bubblegum or clove flavor, but
beer nerd. He's the beer nerd.
So, but yeah, you want to strike balance, and that's really hard, in brewing, because, not only is it hard because you've got temperature and hops and yeast, all playing off each other, but you've also got, which makes less of an impact, but you've got, every crop is different. For your grains, for your malts, for your hops. So you've got to do slight adjustments for that, but it's mostly a process that will change up your flavor profiles.
Interesting.
So
let's see what this one has. It's got very similar aromas from this first one. It's almost identical. It's crazy.
Ooh, I like that. I think that's ours.
Yeah, you don't have that prominent bubblegum flavor that you were talking about. It's very, very subtle. It's got a good body to it. I mean,
good body. I think there's very, very slight edge to sweetness versus dryness.
Yeah.
Which I like in a hef. Personally, I'm not a big hef drinker, although my family grew up in an area where that is the predominant style. There's a very famous, hef brewery in my mom's hometown. I think this one is ours, the World Hefeweizen.
Yeah. I mean,
I hope I'm right.
You're gonna go with
I think I'm gonna go with number 2.
All right.
I hope that's ours.
How did we do here? This one.
That one's Klaus.
This one's a Klaus.
Yes.
Yep. And then this. So I really enjoyed this one here, and I would probably have to say, on my side, I would probably use this one just because it's amazing how they can do that with such a clarity of the beer. I enjoy the sweetness of this one. It's got such a good flavor, but I'm still amazed how Hofbrau can actually pull something like this off.
Yeah, so it's kind of unusual for what is deemed an Oktoberfest style beer, but it's not out of the realm of Oktoberfest.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. And then this one was
That's the German style.
The German style, the Hocker Pschor. So that puts you at this one here.
I picked the right one.
You got them all. You did it. So there you have it, folks. We did a couple rounds here of Klaus Brewing. You guys should check them out. They're doing a lot of good stuff here in Houston. I guess this is your plug. What do you want to say to the viewers about Klaus?
Open Wednesday through Sunday, and we brew traditional style beers. We have festivals throughout the year, giving the current situation, and we hope to see you come out. It's a fun time.
Thank you guys for joining, and thank you guys for subscribing and clicking that bell. If you haven't already, click that little thing right there and subscribe. And we still have the giveaway for this month. So we actually have a giveaway.
Okay.
We're giving a fruit basket. It's not really fruit. It's fruit flavored beer.
Okay.
So if you guys go ahead and subscribe and comment that you subscribe, then you'll be in the raffle for that giveaway. So we've got a lot of cool fruit flavored beers, and it's going to be pretty awesome. So hopefully you win. So thank you guys again, and stay hoppy, my friends.